Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm Samir Hansen.
And I'm Fierce Underwood, and welcome to our deep dive today.
Today, we're exploring something that, well, it touches every single one of us. That intricate connection between what we eat, the messages our bodies send us, and how our emotions kind of play into all of it.
It's a really fascinating area, isn't it? And sometimes confusing, too. So we've pulled together insights from, different places.
Yeah.
Expert advice on intuitive eating, some science behind food and mood, and really practical tips.
Exactly. Our goal really for this deep dive is to give you some real usable information, stuff that can help you build a healthier relationship with food.
And hopefully a more joyful one.
Yes. Without feeling like, oh, great, another set of rules,
Right. We don't need more rules.
Okay, let's get into it. We're starting with this core idea, intuitive eating. Really understanding your body's own signals for hunger and fullness.
This is like the foundation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Recognizing that your body is talking to you. We just need to learn the language.
Totally. One of our sources is a great YouTube video. It's by Colleen Christensen called 10 Intuitive Eating Tips to Actually Succeed. And one of the first things she says, and it really stuck with me, is this idea that you do not have to eat all of the things.
Oh, that's huge. Such a powerful shift, especially when we're just, surrounded by food options constantly.
Right. There can be this pressure almost to try everything, indulge all the time.
Yeah, or feeling like if you break one rule, you have to break them all immediately.
Exactly. Colleen talks about taking it step by step, letting go of those old food rules gradually. So it doesn't feel like this sudden free-for-all where you have to eat, everything you used to consider bad.
It's more about building awareness systematically.
And a key tool she introduces for that is the hunger scale.
Ah, yes, the hunger scale.
Yeah.
Super useful. Gives you a concrete way to actually identify those internal signals.
It's pretty simple. A scale 1 to 10. 1 is totally empty, maybe even feeling a bit ill or shaky.
Yeah, painfully hungry. And 10 is the other extreme, post-Thanksgiving dinner, uncomfortably full, almost sick feeling.
Definitely been there.
Haven't we all? But the real goal, the learning, happens in the middle. Getting familiar with the feelings around, say, a 4 to 7.
Right. That's the zone of comfortable nourishment, not swinging wildly between starving and stuffed.
Exactly.
And what I found really helpful was Colleen's advice to start small. She says just focus on using the scale at maybe 1 meal a day to begin with.
Just tune in.
Yeah. Really notice what those numbers feel like in your body. It's about building that skill over time, not, instant perfection.
Which fits perfectly with our philosophy here at Your Choice Health Inc., doesn't it, Samara? Empowering you to understand your own body's needs.
That's right, Ferris. It's all about tapping into that inner wisdom we all inherently possess. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. How does our mental state, our emotions factor into eating?
Oh, hugely. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. Colleen Christensen also mentions doing a social media detox.
Right, but not like a complete shutdown, necessarily.
No. It's more about consciously shaping your online environment, unfollowing or maybe just muting accounts that consistently trigger negative feelings.
Guilt, comparison, all that stuff around food and body image.
Exactly. It's about creating a more supportive online space for yourself. A supportive bubble, I think she calls it.
Yeah, I like that phrase. Focusing on accounts that actually inspire you, make you feel good about where you are.
And that links directly to body image, which Colleen emphasizes is so tied to a healthy relationship with food.
They absolutely go hand in hand. It's hard to nourish your body kindly if you're constantly criticizing it.
When you have a more positive view, they're more likely to approach food with care.
Right.
Not restriction or punishment.
And to help build those positive thoughts, she suggests using mantras and affirmations.
Simple phrases.
Yeah, really simple but powerful things like, I am listening to my body, or when I feel hunger, I'm going to honor it.
And while they might sound, a bit basic sometimes, repeating them consistently really can start to reshape that inner voice over time, planting seeds of self-trust.
She also talks about visualization, which sounds a bit out there, maybe, but the idea is simple.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Each night before sleep, you kind of create a mental movie of yourself having a full day of intuitive eating.
Ah, like a mental rehearsal.
Exactly. Imagine waking up, enjoying breakfast, maybe having a treat later without guilt, waiting for actual hunger before lunch. You get the idea.
So by visualizing it, you're sort of priming your brain, making it more likely to happen. Interesting.
And what about those annoying food rules or negative thoughts that just pop up? Colleen suggests journaling.
Getting it out of your head and onto paper.
Yeah. It lets you look at the thought more objectively. Ask yourself, okay, is this actually real, or is it just some old rule I picked up somewhere?
That distance can be really helpful. Less emotional charge, more clarity.
She also really stresses having a great support system.
Oh, crucial.
Connecting with people who get it. Friends, family, maybe a community group. Just knowing you're not doing this alone.
Makes such a difference, especially when you hit those inevitable bumps in the road.
Now, here's a tip that might sound counterintuitive at first. Having a plan. Yeah.
Okay. Planning sounds a bit like rules, though.
I thought that too. But Colleen explains it's not about rigid restriction. It's about proactively avoiding getting overly hungry.
Okay. So having nourishing options ready prevents that ravenous state where you might overeat impulsively.
Exactly. It's actually a form of self-care, she argues, ensuring you have good food available when hunger does strike.
That makes sense. It allows for flexibility within a loose structure.
And speaking of having options ready, our own chef, Ebony, here at Your Choice Health Inc. has some brilliant go-to healthy snack ideas.
Oh, yeah. She's got great ones.
Like seasoned cucumber slices, surprisingly satisfying, or fruit with nuts or seeds, even those little treats made with medjool dates.
Those are perfect examples. Nutrient-dense things that satisfy you between meals without a big energy crash. Practical planning.
Chef Ebony also shared her 5 tips for eating mindfully, which tie in so well.
Okay, what are they?
Taking small bites, chewing thoroughly. She actually suggests aiming for 20 chews per bite.
Wow, 20. That really makes you slow down.
It does. Also, really savoring the flavors, trying to guess ingredients, and just generally slowing the pace so you can actually notice when you're feeling satisfied, not stuffed.
These practices directly enhance that awareness of the hunger and fullness cues we talked about earlier, being present with the food.
Totally.
This is your sign to take control of your health. Your choice. Health Inc.'s holistic healing community is open for just $4.99 per month. Get coaching insights, continuous updates, and support to get and keep you on track. Want real transformation? Join for $47 per month for live coaching, personalized healing strategies, and more. Spots are filling fast. Don't wait. Click the link in the show notes to start your healing today. Now, let's get back to the deep dive.
Okay, Ferris, let's switch focus a bit. Let's talk about that connection between food and mood, how what we eat genuinely affects how we feel emotionally.
Right. We looked at some insights from the Think Later and Thrive and Shine Health YouTube channels on this.
And they highlight specific foods backed by, actual science.
For instance, fatty fish, salmon, sardines, that kind of thing.
Rich in omega-3s.
Exactly, which are essential for producing brain chemicals like serotonin, the feel-good one, which helps regulate mood.
So adding those in can genuinely make a positive difference. What else?
Fermented foods. Things like kefir, yogurt, kimchi.
For the gut health, which we're learning is so incredibly linked to our emotional well-being, the gut-brain axis.
Precisely. Supporting those good gut bacteria can really help emotional balance. It's a fascinating connection. And dark leafy greens too. Spinach, kale.
Packed with folate and magnesium, nutrients that studies sometimes find are lower in people experiencing depression.
So boosting those levels can be really supportive. Then there are berries, blueberries, raspberries.
Delicious and good for the brain, full of antioxidants that can help reduce brain inflammation, which is also linked to lower mood sometimes.
A win-win.
Yeah.
And finally, a favorite for many.
I may guess. Chocolate.
Dark chocolate. But specifically, the kind with 70% cacao or more.
Right, not just any candy bar. It can actually help boost endorphins, give you a little dopamine lift.
Without the sugar crash later. It's important to say, though, food isn't like a magic cure for depression or anxiety on its own.
Oh, absolutely not. But it can be a really powerful supporting tool in managing well-being. Every bit helps, right?
Totally. Which leads us nicely into talking about emotional eating, something so many of us experience.
Yeah. Colleen Christensen has another great video on this. Stop using food to cope. How to stop eating your emotions.
And she makes a key point right away. Emotional eating isn't always bad. It exists on a spectrum.
Right. Like enjoying birthday cake at a party, even if you're not technically hungry, that's often about connection and celebration. Totally normal.
But it's when food becomes the main or only way you cope with difficult feelings, stress, sadness, boredom, that it can become problematic.
So Colleen suggests building an emotional eating toolkit.
Okay, what does that involve?
First, figuring out what emotions actually trigger you to eat when you're not hungry. Loneliness, stress, boredom.
Identifying the feeling. Got it.
Then, brainstorming maybe 5 to 8 other ways to cope with each specific feeling, healthy alternatives.
Like calling a friend if you're lonely, maybe journaling if you're stressed, going for a quick walk if you're restless, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Having those options ready before the urge hits. Then she outlines this really practical emotional eating algorithm, a set of steps.
Okay.
Step 1, ask yourself, am I actually physically hungry? Like check in with that hunger scale maybe?
Crucial first step. If the answer is no,
Then ask, okay, what am I feeling right now? Name the emotion.
acknowledge it.
Then pick a tool from your toolkit for that feeling. Do it for, say, 5 to 15 minutes. Give yourself that space.
Create a pause. Deal with the feeling directly first.
Right. And after that time, check in again. Do I still really want the food? If yes, Colleen says, okay, make a conscious choice. Own it. But eat it mindfully.
Really taste it. Ask, how does this actually taste right now?
Exactly. And pay attention to fullness cues as you eat. And afterwards, check in again with the emotion. Did the food actually help? Or just numb it temporarily?
It's a whole process of building awareness around the pattern, making more intentional choices instead of just reacting automatically.
It really is. You know, this reminds me of an article by Elise Resch. She's one of the co-creators of intuitive eating.
Oh, yeah.
It's called The Sadness of Saying Enough. And she talks about how sometimes we eat past fullness just because the food tastes good and stopping feels, well, sad, like the pleasure is ending.
Avoiding that little moment of loss when the enjoyable experience stops. I can see that.
Yeah. So we might keep eating to avoid that fleeting sadness, but the trade-off is feeling uncomfortably stuffed later.
So the choice becomes feel that brief sadness of stopping or the longer discomfort of being overfull.
Exactly. She shares this quote from working with someone. He could either continue to eat beyond fullness and protect himself from the sadness, or he could stop eating and feel the sadness, which he discovered only lasted a few moments.
Wow. That really puts it into perspective. Often those feelings are just temporary if we allow ourselves to feel them.
Right. It comes back to empowering you, the listener, to make those conscious choices. You know, Ferris, personally, I've been trying that mindful snacking thing with the cucumbers Chef Ebony suggested.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
Honestly, pretty good. I've actually noticed I have more stable energy in the afternoons when I reach for something like that instead of, whatever sugary thing is lying around. It's a small change, but noticeable.
That's fantastic, Samira. That's putting it into practice. I've been thinking I need to be more consistent with the hunger scale, especially at lunch. I tend to just wolf it down at my desk.
See, it's all about those small, manageable steps, finding what resonates. So we really hope you listening can think about which of these ideas or tools kind of sparked something for you. What might you want to explore?
And remember, here at Your Choice Health, Inc., we really do believe in that holistic view. Physical health, emotional health, it's all connected.
Definitely. So if we were to sum it all up, the main takeaway is really that you do have this amazing inner wisdom to guide your eating.
It's already there.
Yeah. Learning to understand your body's signals, hunger, fullness, and getting more aware of your emotional landscape. That's the key to a healthier and honestly more joyful relationship with food.
It's about strengthening that internal connection, trusting yourself.
So we really encourage you, take a moment, reflect on your own habits, maybe pick just 1 or 2 things we talked about today to try out.
And please let us know how it goes. We'd love to hear from you in the comments section.
Yeah, tell us. What stood out to you from this deep dive? Is there a practice you're curious to try?
Your insights are always so valuable to us and the community.
And just a quick reminder, we've put links to a lot of the resources we mentioned, Colleen Christensen's roadmap, that Elise Resch article in the show notes.
Plus, info on other healing tools and resources that align with the Your Choice Health Inc. approach. Definitely check those out.
Please do. And finally, we want to leave you with this thought to maybe mull over.
Okay.
Consider how becoming more attuned to your body's wisdom could unlock more than just a healthier relationship with food. What if it leads to a deeper understanding of your overall well-being, your whole emotional life?
It really is a journey of self-discovery, isn't it?
It truly is. Thanks so much for diving deep with us today.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Catch you next time.